Hey everyone, today we've got a super exciting video for you in which I will be taking you through the RPG game from freeCodeCamp that teaches you how to code. With me is the game creator, Lynn. So without further ado, Lynn, is there anything you want to say before starting?
Sure. I'm Lynn. I'm a recent graduate from the University of Chicago from my CS degree. And I'm now a software engineering here at Salesforce in San Francisco. And in my free time, as you might see on the screen, the thing I do the most is game development. All right, let me tell you something about the game. The idea first started in April when Quincy had this idea brewing in his mind. He reached out to me by late July when I was planning my move here to San Francisco. And I jumped on this opportunity and started my 4-month-long development. The process took, I think, 4 months times 4 weeks per month times 10 plus hours per month. And that should take us to 160 hours plus. And that's excluding the graphics, because the graphics were done by an artist we found, and Quincy himself did the music. So the coding, the writing took me 160 hours plus.
That's incredible. I mean, I can't wait to start playing this game. That is a lot of time and dedication. I know that Quincy spent over 25 hours on the music. So everyone watching, if you want to check that out, please do pay attention to the music throughout this game. If you want to make the music louder, by the way, you can adjust the volume here. So this is the music volume, which is actually different to the sound volume of the game itself. So as you can see here, we are just changing the sound volume, which is a nice tip. And Lynn, you were saying this was also accessible to everyone, is that correct?
Yep.
So the moving text, that's an accessibility feature, I believe.
Yeah, because sometimes for the effects, you will have bouncy, wavy text all over the screen. And if you're not used to that kind of graphics display, you can turn it off.
Amazing. Well, I'm excited. I think everyone here just wants to get to play the game. So let's get to it. First off, I'm going to start by creating a new game. Like I said, I've never played this before, so I'm going on a journey with you, okay? So here we are on the screen. We are going to learn how to code. And this is essentially mimicking that, right? So here we are. I guess I'm being interviewed for a job here where they've looked at my resume and they're going to give me an online assessment. So let's do it. I guess I have no other options. And we're going to look at the first question. So here we are on the first question. And how do you prove that? Okay. Was that the question? Because I didn't even finish reading it. Okay, second question. Please
that was
continue.
A time question.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Okay, well, obviously, let's try for the second question. Second question, in Python, what is a generator? What banana nuts? I don't know. I'm guessing. Okay, well, that's that. I mean,
that's the real coding interview. You have a time limit.
I am bombing these questions. Third question. Okay, I'm going to concentrate on this one. Why are they all banana nuts? And how do you explain how the internet works for 5-year-olds? What? Oh my God. I'm guessing this is on purpose, right? I'm not like bombing really hard.
We're not taking you straight to the bad ending. Not yet.
Thanks for taking the time to complete our coding interview. Well, that went bad. I'm really hoping that's on purpose and part of the coding journey. Before you go, please take some time to fill in your basic information. Okay, cool. Wow, if that's what the game is going to be like, I'm just going to give up now, Lynn, because phew, looks like I survived the technical questions barely. I would not say that was the case. I'm just going to fill in my details. I'm assuming, how did you hear about us? Okay, I'm going to go for referral because I'm going to put you, Lynn. Let's do that. Oh, that's cool. I was referred by a VIP member. That's pretty awesome, Lynn. I guess you're a VIP team member.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make sure to let our VIP team member Lynn know. So I like that feature. You're obviously...
Oh, that's an achievement unlocked.
Woohoo!
You got an Easter egg.
Amazing. So there's 54 achievements to be unlocked. I just got the first one. And I'm guessing I can tweet about it, right?
Right.
So if I just click on this, I just got referred by a VIP member. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to share it now as this game is not live, so I don't want people, or should I tweet it? What do you think, Lynn?
Nah, keep it a secret for now.
Okay, I'm going to keep it a secret. Okay, so obviously you guys can tweet about your achievements though. I'm just going to continue playing. What do I do? Okay, I'm going to click yes. Way to go. So now I'm notified about events and opportunities. I like how realistic this is in terms of, you know, the process for when you are applying for jobs and stuff. Okay, so here we go. Ania, sigh. That was exhausting. There's no doubt that I bombed those questions. I did not do very well. Geez, coding interviews are hard. They are hard. They are hard. I completely agree. What made me think I could get a software job in the first place? Okay, so now I think we're going back in time. Well, it all started some time ago, about 3 months ago to be exact. Let's learn to code. Okay, so we've gone back in time, August 1st, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in high school, or, okay, that's what trigonometry is all about. Yep, the basics of trigonometry. Okay, I need to reread my notes to make sure I have everything for the day. So this is, okay, oh, I see. I'm tutoring high school kids at the moment. I've graduated from college, but getting a full-time job is very difficult. I've heard back from none of the jobs that I have just applied for. And even though I like tutoring kids, I need a full-time job that is more fulfilling and of course pays more money, pays those bills. And the kid asks me, hey, Ania. Oh, hey, sorry, I just spaced out a bit, daydreaming about new jobs. Do you have any more questions before we wrap up? Nope, I think my project report is good to go, thanks. Good, I'll see you next week. Oh, sorry, can we do the week after next? I just heard about a new class that teaches you how to code and build robots, and I need to check that out next week. Sure, no problem. See you then.
Yeah, high school students are beating you at learning to code already.
Oh no. I was thinking like, am I gonna join this class? But I'm at home now. My mom says, hey sweetie, welcome back. Welcome pumpkin, how's your day? My mom is a high school teacher, which is why she could find me this tutoring gig, and my dad is a mechanical engineer, but I never got too into engineering. Not to brag, but they are the nicest parents I know. Oh, I like that, that's really sweet. Mm-hmm. I had an okay day. I'm tutoring this smart kid who wants to take up coding classes. I can't believe that came from a high school student. Yeah, so I'm obviously feeling like I want to do some coding at the moment. And my mom is telling me that high school students are enrolling into coding classes as it's trendy. I didn't know. I mean, I reckon that's pretty true. I didn't do coding in high school, but I guess maybe now's a different time. Yeah, I remember our neighbor, the guy who moved away last month. I heard his kid is majoring in computer science at college. The kid is only a junior, but is already interning for big companies during summer break. Wow, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Dinner's ready. Thanks, Mom. You're the best. That was cute. I like this. Oh, dumplings. I'm enjoying the journey that I've been taken on. So here's the best part about my day. So we're having conversation and I'm up for anything. And here is my room. A notification from my phone. Must be something on social media. What do we do? I'm gonna check my phone. I'm not gonna ignore it. Let's go for that one. Looks like someone from my junior high school. I don't even remember who they are. What did they post to get this crazy number of likes? Ooh, swag.
That's the really bouncy text.
Yes, that is cool. How did you make this go so bouncy? Is that a Python thing, or is that how did you do that?
It's a Python and NumPy thing. There are those special text tags that you can use to make animated effects.
Oh, fun. Okay. I haven't checked out Rampy before, but I love it. It's looking cool. And I love swag. Who doesn't love swag? Should I leave a like or comment on that post? Of course, we're going to leave a like. Should we leave a like or should we comment? What should we do? I'm going to leave a like. Liked. Wow, they've got 1K likes already. Guess I'm one of them now. Looks like you just made your first in-game choice. That's awesome. So how do you make the choices, Lynn? Do you want to share some code, as in how you wrote that in Rampy? Because that's the first sort of, I guess, choice that we have to do, or the second or so.
Yeah, sure. Let me just get my script ready. Would you mind sharing so that I can take over the share?
Yeah.
All right, do you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so we have our Learn to Code RPG here. This is the Rampy launcher. And I'm just gonna open up the script and go back to the place where we are asked to leave a like.
Oh,
so
amazing.
Here's how it looks in code. The player is smiling. We change the player sprite to the smiley sprite. Should I leave a like or comment? You leave a like, there's a different dialogue. If you post a comment, there's a different dialogue. If you do something, there's a different dialogue. And you can see the choices are nested because you chose to check the phone. You got taken to this part of the conversation. If you did nothing instead, you would just have a relaxing evening.
Amazing. And this choice that we make, it doesn't have any consequence or anything further at the moment, right? It just affects what text will be returned back to you.
Yeah, you caught my developer comment there. But yeah. there are more choices down the line that will actually do something to the plot of the story.
Okay, great. That's really exciting. Thanks for sharing that. We'll be cutting into code as we continue playing the game as well. So just be aware of that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. Okay, so back to the game. Let's continue the game. I'm going to click to continue. You will encounter many choices in this game later on. There are no right or wrong choices, only consequences. So it might be a good idea to save your progress. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's go ahead and save our progress while we're at it. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, so let's go with this empty slot. Wonderful. And return back. I like the save progress function with the empty slots. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's actually built into Rampy, so I didn't have to do much heavy lifting.
Amazing. Would you like to get future reminders on your save? Yes, let's keep reminders on and click yes. Oops. Cool. Thanks for entertaining your friend. Save a reminder. Now let's go back to our story. Oops, did I just doze off? Something about coding interviews? Not the coding interview again. It's crazy how everyone these days is learning code and getting high-paying jobs in software. 6 months of self-paced learning and then a 6-figure job. Talk about the end of craziness. But I can see the appeal in that. Maybe I can learn to code as well. Oh, that's cute. Hello, little mint. The cat agrees with me, so that's good. That's a good sign. But mint is definitely one of the reasons that I decided to move back home. All right, let's do this. A bit of research won't hurt. Where shall we start? Maybe I should find some free online resources like everyone else is doing. Well, we know a great free resource, freeCodeCamp. So here's a video about the top 10 tech skills worth learning in 2021. Let's check that out. I'll keep track of my progress on my phone. Okay, so let's click on the phone to check out our stats. So here we are Googling some stats. So Java and JavaScript are different languages. Wait, which one is for web dev again? I was in sanity or CS knowledge. So that is showing us sanity decreases. Oh, okay. So that's our sanity as a person. And there's our computer science knowledge. That's pretty cool. I remember one video saying that Python 2 is outdated. Does that mean I don't have to learn it? Oh. Maybe I shouldn't even bother learning with Python 3. Several majors decide that Python 3 is too old-fashioned before I even get a chance to learn it. Oh, what am I doing? Java doesn't sound like a good idea either. It's really old. People nowadays are so hyped about Kotlin. Why is my sanity decreasing if I click show to do?
It's actually not decreasing, it's just you're advancing the dialogues.
Oh, I see. Okay. JavaScript or TypeScript. Are they like cousins or something? Maybe I could, maybe I can find a job posting I like and start learning their required skills. But what is front-end, back-end, or full stack? What are the differences? What are DevOps and site reliability engineering? And why is this company using their pet coding language that nobody else uses? This is so frustrating.
And you get the notification that your CS knowledge is set to 0.
Oh, I see. Okay, so at the moment, we've got a base of 0 and we're going to increase this computer science knowledge, I'm guessing, along the way.
Yeah, and keeping your sanity at an acceptable level.
Oh, nice. Okay. Learn to code, huh? I guess it's not that easy. There might be people who are cut out to do this, but definitely not me. I guess I better call it a day and go to bed. Oh, I definitely have that. Have you ever not been able to sleep because you just got code on your mind? Because that happens to me so much.
I dream about code, and then when I wake up, I can start writing code and debugging.
I've definitely like laid awake because I'm just so frustrated thinking about something, or just even like planning my next day, and like I'm just like, okay, so tomorrow I have to do this, maybe I can try this. But yeah, like there's many nights where I have not been able to sleep because of that. I still need to pay the bills, even if my parents are nice enough not to ask for rent. Let's check out the coffee shop next door tomorrow and see if they're hiring. A learning buddy to make it better. I like it how it's broken up into chapters as well. Do I merit a personal rejection call from the neighborhood coffee? Oh, Annika, geez. When was the last time you called me? When were we moving out after graduation?
That's your best friend. That's your college best friend right there.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, yes, Annika, my best friend from college, is here to join the game. Anyways, it's really nice to hear from you again. Same. How have you been? I've been okay. Just new grad blues. You? Things are going pretty well for me. I just got a job offer, and like, it's not just any job, it's a web development job. What? How's this girl got a web development job? And we don't yet. Can you believe it? I get paid really well to build cool websites. It's almost like getting paid for being creative and doing art. Wow, congrats. Thanks. Hey, Annika, how hard was it for you to learn to develop websites? I also tried to learn to code for a while, but it got too hard and I quit. I'm sorry to hear that, but you should give coding another try. That's true. That's true. It is quite hard at the beginning. It's definitely harder than people say sometimes, I think. Mm-hmm. It's easy, like easy peasy. It wasn't easy. It wasn't like easy peasy for me either. Like neither of us major in computer science. The computer science kids have a way easier time getting a tech job. You did take some CS electives in school, didn't you? Yeah, but those skills are pretty rusty. And honestly, what you learn that is true. What you learn at school just becomes outdated as well, I feel.
Right.
Pretty quick. Yeah, and I feel at school, you know, you learn like HTML and CSS and it pretty much stops it there. Or at least it did for me anyway. Yeah. I've been self-studying all these months using some awesome free resources. I even built a pet adoption website as a side project, and that's when I applied. Okay, that's pretty cool. And there was this bug that I had no idea how to fix until ... suspense. Oh, I've been talking for a long time. No worries. It does that you're doing something you enjoy. That must be really cool. I wish I could be like you. Well, Ania, you can. You totally can. Did I give you the link to the awesome resource that I've been using? It's called freeCodeCamp. Way!
If you hover over it, it's something that you can actually check out.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So it takes you to the I guess just to the homepage of freeCodeCamp with some alumni.
That's
Nice.
an in-game title drop.
Oh yeah, I like. Is that what they're officially called? In-game title drops.
Could be. I just came up with it.
Oh right, I thought that was like a term that is like widely adopted. Thanks, I will. Let's add it to my to-do list. Great. Okay, so we actually already did this. That's quite cool. I like how it's incorporated into the gameplay. Show to-dos. How do I have to click it again for it to register?
No, this will be checked off sometime later in the game.
Oh, I see. What's your plan for the day? I need to check out the neighboring coffee shop. Oh yeah, because we're getting a job. Let's catch up sometime and get coffee. Sure, chat later. And let's click save. I'm going to keep saving because I don't want anything.
Just do return, and it will take you to the page.
If I return?
Yeah, just click to continue, and it will take you to the page.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Yes. That's good to know as well.
You didn't click on an empty slot to save, so it's probably not saved yet, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Oh, okay. Well, the next time, I guess, we can do that properly.
Mm-hmm. You can always save it whenever you like. Just hit escape. Yeah, this or escape, and save it whenever.
And then, oh, right, because that's what we saved last time. So if I click here.
If you click on the first one, it will overwrite the save. But you have an infinite number of saves available, so no worries.
That's good to know as well. Okay, so at the moment we're at the coffee shop. It needs a part-time barista. This reminds me so much of college. I used to work part-time as a barista at the school library cafe as well. It's always nice to see my peers socializing and doing work at the cafe. I love to work at cafes. Mm-hmm. An additional perk is that I get first-hand knowledge of interesting things that happen on campus. Let's have a look. I love that. The multi-million-dollar startup. Not impossible given that the tech scene is booming in our quiet little town. Or at least they might be talking about something interesting happening in the tech industry. Hey, did you hear that our school is getting a computer lab? Wow, really? Okay. And the boy's asking her what happens at the computer lab. And the girl is saying that we can build our own video games. I love building games. And I heard that we'll have a dedicated teacher to lead the club. They'll even host hackathons and stuff. That is pretty cool. I wish I did computer science sometimes at university and got to take part in hackathons and loads of stuff like that. You know, like running a marathon. I love this description of a hackathon, like running a marathon, but you can hack away at some project instead of running around.
You actually need the stamina and the snacks to survive a hackathon, just like a marathon.
Have you done any? Yeah.
And water and sleep. I've done 1 or 2. Or
have you? Yeah. What, at university or a place you're studying, or just for fun?
Yeah, the University of Chicago. Just the college ones.
Oh, cool. Was it like a 2-day one or a 1-day one?
Oh, a 2-day one.
Oh, wow.
It was a stretch.
Yeah. Do you know about this thing called a visual novel game? Tell me about it. Okay, here it goes. I love that. I wasn't intentionally eavesdropping on high school kids, but hackathon idea they mentioned is new. I think I can use this piece of information to my advantage. Let's make it a to-do list item to ask Annika if she knows about events like this. This is some good advice actually for people who are, starting out in coding. I think being in the know about events such as hackathons is definitely something you should do, as Lynn mentioned. Oh wow, we just achieved we unlocked another achievement. That's pretty awesome. We have a lot more to go. This is great. This is a fun game, and we're gonna have a lot of knowledge by the end of it. I can already tell.
And the barista is your undercover identity for collecting buzzwords. Keep that in mind.
Okay,
it's like the title.
Cool. Barista. So we're going to remember the word barista as an undercover identity. Phew, it's been a long day at work. Let's check out the awesome resource that Annika was talking about. What was it called again? I mean, I think I've got an unfair advantage here because I definitely know which one it is. What happens if we, shall I click another one, like freebie goodie?
Go for it.
That doesn't sound like the right name. My memory must be playing tricks on me. Okay, well, we know it's freeCodeCamp, so let's just go with that one. Wow, their curriculum is super comprehensive. They also offer certifications that I can showcase on my resume. Neat. That is pretty neat. What should I start with? Okay, let's start at the beginning because I think that's probably the best thing to do. Yeah, okay, responsive web design. What even is web design? I'm not a design person. Will I be able to follow along? Maybe looks okay, so we're not meant to choose that one. I mean, we can look at some algorithms. Well, wait, maybe it's Java. What algorithms, data structures? That sounds like math, which is not my favorite subject. What other curriculum options do I have? I feel like it's trying to make me pick something. Shall we just wait for Annika's advice or should we pick another? Let's just do that. Let's ask Annika for advice tomorrow. Cool, so that's added to my to-do list. Nice. Yeah, the cat comes back and Min thinks it's a great idea to ask Annika, so that's what we're going with. We're sticking with that one. And let's save. Yes, we do want to save.
Yeah, if you get annoyed by the save reminder, just turn it off.
Okay, I think for now it's fine. Maybe we'll switch it off for the next one. Thanks for entertaining. Your friendly reminder. Next day. It's a new day already. What's on our to-do list today? Right, let's give Annika a call and ask about the computer science curriculum. What's up? So I've been checking out freeCodeCamp as you suggested, and I think its curriculum looks solid. The thing is, I have no idea what to learn. Okay, so Annika's going to give us all the advice because we think it looks very complicated and, you know, there's a lot of work, as she said, with each certification, so it's good to know where to start. And Annika says that she did the web design one. Okay, good. Okay, great. So this is what we're going to start. Annika is telling us that this one she did, and I think it will be a good one for us to start with as well. She managed to pull through the curriculum because she had some experience from college, plus she has a real gift for design. I'm not like that, apparently. There's no way I can do this, I say, but I think I can. So Annika agrees with me. She's going to encourage me, which is a good idea. I think already it's a big step forward now that you've checked out their curriculum. Trust me, I was just like you when I first started. I was clueless, so I reached out to freeCodeCamp's online community. That's also a great idea. Annika is very clever. And
Yeah,
she's
the
giving
forum.
us some great advice.
The forum is the forum is a great place to check out advice and to know where to start.
Yes, thank you, Lynn. So they also recommended that we start with some general introduction to computer science or quizzes. So let's check it out. Oh, yes. Okay, so these are the certifications that we got sent to before. And all you have to do is really sign up to see the web development, responsive design questions that are on here. Okay, so if you haven't already, please sign up. It is free. And then you'll get taken to some responsive questions. I mean, I should already be logged into this, so there we go. So here's the responsive web design certification, and you just go through each of these questions and try complete them, okay? So that's all you have to do. Just go through each one of them. There's 28 little, I guess, collapsible courses that you can get through. And then you go into CSS and so on and so on. So just make sure to do those in order, and then you will finish the responsive web design course. Great. Yes, so they are really bite-sized, they are quite fun, and essentially you just go through them and try pass each question. Ania's saying that she's not sure if she can complete them, and what happens if we run into something we can't understand. Well, again, we have the community, right, Lynn?
Mm-hmm.
So the community is also on hand to help you. There's a channel especially for this. So if you ever get stuck, just go on and someone from freeCodeCamp or the freeCodeCamp community will be able to help you with your question. And Annika's also saying that she's going to be our accountability buddy. Great, that's good. Thanks, Annika. She really is a best friend. Ania and Annika forever. Right, okay, Annika's heading out to work. Best of luck. Okay, so that's one more item that we can check off our to-do list. Great. Time to go to my barista shift. Okay, I'm going to turn them off now, but I'm going to save my progress again. So now I've just turned off the save reminders just for everyone following along.
Yeah, you can go to settings and turn it on or off at any time.
Okay, so that's also something you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the others, there's a save reminder text right there.
Okay, so I've turned it off by making sure that it is disabled. And let's carry on. Okay, so we're back at the cafe, back at our work shift, but today there's not many people. Okay, so I guess we're making ourselves a coffee. I mean, what developer doesn't like coffee? I personally love decaf coffee. And wow, that's great because our shift is over. So we're gonna do some studying. We finished our shift and now let's get to studying something at home. So let's head over to developer quiz and try out some questions.
Actually, you might want to just go back to the game.
Oh.
And there will be in-game quizzes.
Okay. Looks like they even divide the questions into subcategories like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And wonderful. I like how there's a tracker. That's really helpful. And I think will really help us sort of understand how far along we are with our learning. So I think that's a really good feature. How did you make that feature, by the way? Should we go into code for that? I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah, sounds great. Right, let's go to the file where that should be player stats.rpy. So the .rpy file tells RenPy that's a RenPy file. RenPy is based on Python, so all the code we're seeing here are like Python code.
Nice.
So we have a stats map where you see the sanity and CS knowledge. There's also something called all skills that I defined somewhere else in variables.rpy. Before I show you the skills, I'm just gonna quickly show you the layout. So we have sanity here. I'm using the grid to display the thing. If you remember, there's a sanity, there's a CS knowledge. And for each subcategory of knowledge, we also make that part of the screen. So you can see we always have a stats name and a bar value. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Variables is where we keep our in-game secrets.
Great. So whenever we complete a section, we're just adding a value to one of the variables, right? One of the skills.
Right.
That's amazing. I mean, that's really good to see in code. I really appreciate you showing us that.
All right.
Cool. So let's carry on and let's give it a go. Should I study for a specific category or mix and match categories? I think specific. Let's just go with specific for now and start with the very first one, I think. Or should we do HTML? Lynn, which one do you want to do? Up to you.
Maybe let's do HTML.
Okay, HTML it is. So first off, of course, it's nice to know what HTML actually stands for as well. Let's go for it. First question.
We have a total of over 600 questions in our question bank.
Wow. Okay. That is, I mean, I'm so impressed with how much. And bear in mind, everyone, we're just on achievement number 2. So there is a lot to this game. By the end, like our knowledge of computer science and web development is going to be crazy high, especially if you've never done development before. So what is the title tag in HTML? The title tag defines the subtitle, quotation, heading, display the paragraph, defines the title for an HTML document. So you're just going to be asked lots of questions. And of course, if you get it right, you get a correct. You get a, oh, I got 10 points. Cool. Nice. And I guess if you don't get it right, then it might show you, might, let's try and get an incorrect answer. So what's course span? I'm just going to go with something. Okay, so wrong, it just sort of vibrates and then it gives you the correct answer. So that's quite useful as well because,
yeah.
Sorry, carry on. Were you going to say something?
There's a learn more button. If you hover over it,
Nice.
If you want to go more in depth into the subject, into the question, you can always check out it in the article.
So this is incredible. I can't even imagine how much work this had to be, not only to create the questions, but then to, find an article or a piece of information on freeCodeCamp to essentially link to allow someone to read more and learn more about the topic. That's amazing, really.
Yeah, I had a few people on the team to help me out to come up with questions and organize them. Do you want to see a quick? Do you want to quickly see it in code? And you will be amazed by the number of questions.
Wow.
These are all the CSS questions. It's a long scroll. So for each question, we got the true, the false, the explanation, the learn more URL, and everything. It's a long scroll.
I like how it's a difficulty one as well. And bear in mind, these quiz questions for everything, for all the quiz. Okay, wow, that's incredible. I can see how this would have taken a crazy amount of time. I'm so impressed.
Here you got JavaScript ones. It's a long scroll to the bottom.
Yeah, we're already on 3,800. So, I mean, if you could only imagine how many questions that will take up, that is crazy. I love it.
All right, awesome, thanks.
Okay. So let's move on. Correct code for linking CSS style sheet to an HTML file. So these are essentially all this one. That's right, isn't it? It doesn't need an end tag. Okay, good. So there we go. So we've just increased our score on HTML. That would have been 30 if the second one we didn't get incorrect on purpose to see the incorrect, I guess, gameplay. And let's carry on. Last question, actually. What attribute should you add to input to create a checkbox? Checkbox. I'm glad that was an easy one to end with. Okay. But also it's good to see sort of, I really like the learn more functionality. I thought that was really good. And it was great to see that in there too. Woo, all done. Another achievement unlocked. Woo. So our HTML achievement is now unlocked. That is pretty cool. It's saved to the bonus menu. So we can also tweet about it. Of course, I'm not going to tweet now because this is not yet released at the moment of recording. It will be released by the time that you watch this. So yeah, I will be, obviously that makes sense because yes, it will be officially launched. What I'm saying, the game will be officially launched by the time you watch this. Yeah,
would you like to go to the bonus screen?
Yes, let's do it. Let's go to the bonus screen. How do I get there? Settings?
And then left-hand side.
Cool.
Achievements.
Oh, nice. So that's the Easter egg that we found. I love that there's so many. Does this mean there was 2 that we've missed? 2 Easter eggs that we've missed? So if you really want and you've completed the game, you can go through the game again to try and find all the Easter eggs. That could be a fun side mission in itself. Great. So there is a lot to unlock. I mean, I think once we've got to the coding part, it's really going to take a lot of brain power. So don't feel you have to do everything in one go. If you're just learning to code, it could be worth, taking a break to do some additional learning while you're doing this game. There's nothing that, is forcing you to do this, just directly step by step by step. Cool. So we are now tired after a long day of work. We have achieved and unlocked the HTML achievement. So now let's say goodnight to Mint and go to the next day. I also like how the date is in the corner as a sort of other way to track your progress, I guess. So how do you calculate the date from the back? Is this calculated based on today's date? Does it go back in time 3 months, or is it just an arbitrary date that you have?
It's a hard-coded one.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Because the recruiting process for tech companies usually start around October and November, and that's when you've learned something about coding and are ready to tackle those coding interviews.
Okay, I get it. That makes sense. I like that. Let's go to the kitchen. And all these animations, did you say you worked with an artist to create them?
Those transitions are actually built into RenPy, but the character sprites you see on the side and the Annika sprites, these are created by the artist. And the background images are just stock images, and I applied some watercolor filter to them, so they look like in-game backgrounds.
I can't believe that. That's such a good idea. I mean, I can't believe that's an image that you just transformed.
A stock photo.
Yes. But the drawings of the characters, they're amazing. So whoever the artist is, shout out to them for sure.
And the toast is drawn by me because my artist wanted to focus on creating characters.
Oh, cute! I love it. How did you make the drawing? Like, what did you use?
Oh, I do digital art on the side, so I have like drawing apps on my iPad and my Apple Pencil.
Amazing. Well,
and I drew Mint. That's like the one thing I'm proud of in the
game. I love Mint. What a great side character.
Oh, do you want to mix and match?
Let's mix and match. Mixing and matching all categories sounds like fun. Let's bring in the potpourri. Great, first question. What is the name of the rule that will override CSS style for an element? Oh, I actually don't know this. Let's go with override. I want to say important, but this is a question I don't know. So, oh, I don't know. Let's go override. It was important, wasn't it? I knew it.
That was intentional.
Always go with your gut, apparently.
But also the person who came up with the quiz question did a really good job of creating all those distractors.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was a great question. If you watch my YouTube videos, you'll know my CSS knowledge isn't super great. I mainly focus on JavaScript and React and stuff. So let's see how I do with this. RGB stands for red, green, and blue. So I know that one. HTML tag external JavaScript file. Well, that is script. Correct. Form. Cool. So as you can see, again, we have now completed more questions on HTML. That was HTML, right? Wasn't it the HTML section?
You didn't mix and match, but because we have the most number of HTML questions, if we're drawing randomly from the sample, it will just show up more often.
Great. Okay. So yes, we did a mix and match one. So that is quite good, as obviously then you don't really know what to expect. And Annika's back. Okay, so Annika, hey Ania, now's perfect. I just got back from work. Annika is going to tell us that we're great and we're awesome. Oh, she's learning to use the custom web dev framework that her company uses. It's pretty different. Okay, that's interesting and exciting. So I like how we get to talk to Annika because she gives us some insight into what it's like to work at an actual software development company, which I think is always interesting to hear, especially when you're, just starting out. She's heard a lot of good things about this framework that she's using, mostly from people that she ran into at the local hackerspace. That is cool. Hackathons. Okay, great. This is a great reminder because we're going to ask Annika about hackathons. And she's also mentioned hackerspace. Hello, Ania. We're obviously daydreaming about hackerspace. What topic are we going to ask her about? Well, let's start off with asking her about hackathons. And as Lynn mentioned, it is an event that people come together and essentially design and implement cool tech projects. Lynn's was 2 days worth, but you can get 24-hour hackathons, you can get remote hackathons. There's really, they've taken the idea of a hackathon and it's sort of evolved into anything that anyone wants, which I think is quite cool. And yes, it's also a great way to mingle with people who perhaps are at a different level to you, which is always quite useful, or a great way to network with people who work at specific companies. So for example, say you want to work at a specific company and they're throwing a hackathon and you would potentially like to work there, or just learn what it's like to work there, I would definitely suggest going.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, as Annika says, great, they look great on your resume. And searching online is definitely a great way to find them. There's plenty of resources out there. Twitter is always a good one, I think, to stay on top of news about hackathons or just events in the computer science space. So great, thanks Annika for that knowledge. And we can also now check it off our list. And we can also learn about hackerspace. So that wasn't obviously just a question. We can select all the answers if we want and go through them. Mm-hmm. Hackerspace is something that I haven't heard of it. Perhaps it's a geographical thing. As hackerspace isn't for the cyber criminal types of hackers. It's a chill space for people to gather, work, and build cool projects.
It's almost like a shared co-working environment where you just come together and build stuff.
Oh, that's really cool. I might check it out as well. So is it an in-person thing or an online thing, Lynn?
Mostly in person. Like when I first moved here to San Francisco, Quincy was highly suggesting something called Noise Bridge, I think, but I haven't had a chance to go there because of COVID.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I don't know if we have any of those in London. There's definitely hackathons, but not hacker spaces. So if there is one in London that I should hear about and anyone out there knows of one, please let me know. Mm-hmm. Great, that's everything I need to know. Thanks, Annika. Annika's great. I love her. Everyone needs an Annika in their lives.
Yeah, especially if you're learning to code, you need a buddy like this.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. And we're done. I love the little insights into my life at home with my mum and dad as well. And some chicken today. Lynn, you animated the chicken as well. You drew that?
Yeah.
Great to have such supportive parents as well. So that's really nice. Great. So another day of learning is now done and we're going to bed. I wonder if it's worth, if you are playing this game and you are learning to code through the game, I wonder if it's worth, you know, calling it a day at the same time as your character calls it a day. What do you think, Lynn? Is that the way the game is intended?
Whenever you need to recharge, take some time off. But there are also in-game way to recharge, as you will see soon.
Nice. Okay, well, hopefully we'll get to one of those soon.
Remember, you need to keep your sanity up and keep both of your in-game sanity and in-life sanity up.
Okay, cool. If we check, how do we check our current sanity? Stats.
Stats.
So our sanity is at 75. I think that's quite high for sanity.
Mm-hmm.
I think today, what shall we do? Okay, well, if we work, that will bring down our sanity. If we study again, that will take, let's just relax. Let's get our sanity way up. Yeah, let's hang out with Mint for a day. Let's listen to some music. As we said, Quincy made the music, so let's maybe pick a track that we want to listen to. Let's go with Crystallize That Inner Child. Yeah, so if you are interested in seeing the music that Quincy made, you can see all the tracks here and have a listen. So take a chill, relax, get up that sanity before continuing to play. Oh, no way, we got an achievement. Is that because we listened to the game? Yes, chill beats to code, nice. So that is an achievement that you can unlock as well, just by listening to some of the amazing music that is on the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we've increased our sanity by 17, so that is good. What happens if our sanity gets too low, Lynn? Are we not able to continue playing?
Yeah, you might be. All right, I'm gonna keep this a secret. You might be forced into doing some activities that will eventually raise your sanity, or you might encounter some special Easter eggs.
Ooh,
just dropping that in.
Fun. Okay. So maybe you want to exhaust yourself just for fun, just to see what happens. Okay, great.
Remember, during your barista shift, you can always catch some cool tech buzzwords to ask Annika or your friends about.
Okay, great. So that's something we should remember as well. Okay. So now we just woken up and let's get on with the day. So today, let's go maybe work at the bar. Let's try pick up some cool buzzwords. And let's serve some coffee and see who else we can meet at the coffee shop. We've chosen the coffee shop on purpose to essentially build up our network. Okay, so it was quite a thought out hire or thought out job decision for me. So here we're overhearing a conversation about APIs. And if you don't know about APIs, you can actually learn quite a lot about them just by listening to conversation, knowing that you can build your own, or knowing that you can, use ones that are already out there and exist. So here we go. What is an API? And we better take some notes on the subject. And sanity
actually increased.
That's interesting. Is
it because a tiny bit?
Yeah. Is it from the coffee?
Yeah, from the coffee, and like the only thing exhausting you do in the game is probably just put your mind into study.
Sounds like we enjoyed our day. Okay, do we have any cool turns? Well, we know we do. Or should we save, oh, we can save the buzzword for later. That's cool. I want to see what happens if we save the buzzword. Is there a list of buzzwords?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's check out the list of buzzwords.
Yeah, always remember you can check out the list of buzzwords in your stats to do.
So here are my stats. Learn about API. So that is saved as a buzzword. We didn't ask Annika about it. We saved it for another time, but I'm sure we can ask Annika now. Oh, cool. We're going to Hackerspace. Let's do it. That's why local hackers love to hang out here. Why don't we go around and check out what people are working on? Sounds good. Okay, I'm loving this. See, as a developer or as someone new to developing, you're going to pick up a lot of words here. Like even words like prototype, obviously hackathon is one that we already covered. We can eavesdrop on interviews. I'm not saying we eavesdrop on everything. That'd be creepy, of course, but just being surrounded by words sometimes, whiteboarding, you know, all these words that, you know, you could be like, oh, and we can ask Annika later about are really, really kind of important. And of course, interviewer secrets. We need to talk to young female over here. What do you think about this place? It's amazing. That is true. It does seem pretty cool. And again, if you do have a hackerspace near you, it is kind of like this. Like you do hear lots of interesting conversations and you meet a lot of interesting people. So there's our achievement unlocked. And as newbies, we have learned about hackerspaces and what it's like to hang out at them. Great. So we are literally increasing our knowledge so much at the moment, not just by answering questions, which is what I like. We're not just going through the curriculum. We're actually gaining a lot of, you know, other knowledge when it comes to getting a job in tech. So which one should we do today, Lynn?
Whichever you feel like doing.
Okay, so today let's study some C. I want to ask about APIs. So maybe let's try get Annika back in some form of way. Or let's just do some CS, choosing a specific category. So now I'm going, let's choose a specific category. Let's do general computer science concepts this time. Okay, so this could be an interesting one. The process of finding and fixing bugs in a computer program is known as debugging. Great. So we've just increased. So again, I mean, for me, this is like super fun as well. I'm seeing the overall progress we have. Our sanity is 97. That is so good. So essentially now you could just literally like go through all of these without really worrying about your sanity too much. Yeah,
you're taking such good care of yourself, of your mental well-being.
Yeah. The first way which a function calls itself directly or indirectly is known as recursion. And third question, the values that an operator operates on are known as operands. Cool. So I think there's 4 questions each time. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Great.
All right, your total CS knowledge is now at 11 because it's an average over all the other stats.
Oh, nice. Oh, that is pretty cool. So great, we've answered some questions. And it's time for dinner again and dumplings. So this is good. Again, I feel like we are progressing very nicely in the game, but there is still a lot to learn. Like already in my mind, I'm like, what are APIs? If I was a beginner, I'd be like, oh, what are they? And rather than learning more questions, we can give Annika a course. So we did it. So this is what I mean about like, it is quite exciting in terms of you know, you'll learn a journey. You can't just go directly to the answer. You need to figure out a way to get to the answer too. So let's call Annika. I think Annika's slowly becoming my favorite thing.
Wait until you meet other characters. There are more characters and you have meet.
Oh, amazing. So API, let's learn about the API. And why is everyone going around using acronyms? That is so true. There's so many acronyms in computer science and programming. So here Annika tells us what an API is. The weather app, I mean, everyone on their journey as a software developer has probably made a weather app at some point. So I hope we get to build one too, or if not, just learn about what a weather app does and how it works. And Annika here will tell us how to do that. And we can take it off. Anything else? That's all. So I guess every time we get a buzzword saved, it becomes an option for us to ask Annika. Is that right?
Correct.
Woohoo! Great. So there we go. And thanks, Mint. Okay, so now let's go back to hang out at the hackerspace because there's more to do in this area. So let's go around and, oh, what, tech trivia? That is pretty fun. Sure, let's do it. Trivia guy. So I'm guessing this is one of the games that we come across. Let's see how we do. Let's do this. Here's the first question. What was the original name for Java? I actually don't know this. Let's go with Homebrew. I know that's wrong. What was it? Was it Oak? I thought maybe because Homebrew exists, it's just sort of moved over, but that's wrong. Isn't it Monty Python?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I don't know how I even knew that. Oh my God, C++, but I think it's this one. No, I don't know.
Oh, I don't even remember coding this part. It's been a long while.
Oh, I have no clue. This trivia is really hard. Do you know, Lynn?
Uh-huh.
Which one is it?
The one that's related to the stone, maybe?
To a stone?
Uh-huh.
Maybe. Next question. Which has more precision, double or float? The double.
Double. Mm-hmm.
Next question.
The trivia questions are hard, but if you get all correct, there might be some good things happening. Just saying.
Oh my God, these are really hard. I didn't know that Ada Lovelace was a poet. So if you get them all correct, something fun happens, is it?
Mm-hmm.
A legal identifier in assembly language. Jesus, I don't know. I'm so bad at these. Better luck next time. Okay, so I mean, I'm guessing there's a lot of these. I'm guessing the questions won't be the same, or they might be, I don't know. But try again, try to get them all correct because there is a special thing that shows up if you do get them right.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That was a long day. Great. I like the little recaps. The conclusions of the day that I share with my mum are quite fun. Do I have any cool tech terms? No, nothing on my list today. But I enjoy finding the cool tech terms. So that is definitely one of my favorite activities, I think.
Yeah, because it looks like you have read this part of the text before. You can use the skip function.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool. What should we do now?
Relax for the day, maybe. And there are might be something else you can do.
Let's play some video games.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check it out. Nothing beats video games. A rhythm game. Okay, let's go ahead and choose scratching the surface. Use the arrow keys on the keyboard. Oh, geez. Okay. I mean, lucky, I think I know how to play this. It's like that stepping game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And that's Quiz's song. Oh, perfect. You're getting perfect hits.
It's actually a lot harder than I thought.
It's designed to be hard. That was intentional.
It's getting faster as well. Oh my God. I don't think I get penalized for getting it wrong though, which is quite good. Is it done to the music or is it random?
It's actually down to the music.
Is it?
Yeah, I used some of Python music onset detection feature.
Okay,
there's a special sound audio processing library for that, and I was able to time the beats to the music.
Amazing. I was thinking, like, is this to the music? Can I somehow get more in time? Woo! We set a new high score because that wasn't one before. Is this the high score for me, or just for every player?
For you only.
For me only. Okay. Well, I'll try beat myself next time. That is so fun. I love that. I love the little games. Yeah, and if I choose another one, it will be the game again, but to that music, right?
Right. Yeah, but you can see how much you are missing from the perfect score.
I think we've discovered I'm not good at tech trivia and I'm not good at playing this game. This is so cool though. Can you show us how you made this in code perhaps?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So this is actually a lot of code. I have this screen where you select the song, and I have the screen for the actual rhythm game. And here's an entire displayable that holds the rhythm game, the notes that you're seeing, and basically everything. Yeah, this is actually a side project of mine that I have been working on for a long time, not just for this game. I have the code on GitHub as an open source repo.
Amazing.
Yeah, I made this into an engine that anyone can plug into their RenPy game, and basically that's it. There's just so much to code that I wouldn't be able to dive in right now, but feel free to check this out.
Yeah, definitely. I think if we can, we should put this in the description of the video so people can check out your repo, maybe have a go at, just pulling it down and playing around for themselves. But yeah, I love it. That's really impressive. Great. Now, I think maybe instead of going back to the game now, because I don't want to go through the whole game for everyone. I want everyone to have a go at, playing themselves. Let's maybe highlight some of the favorite bits of the game that you really enjoyed coding. So which parts of the game were the most enjoyable for coding for you? Because I'd really love to see.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna talk about two parts. So the first is how I composited the character sprites, and then the other part will be how just when you see the day activity layout, how does it actually show up in code? Just these two parts.
Let's do it.
All right. I think a major highlight of this game is the graphics and how it actually works in code. So you might recall seeing all those NPC characters, the non-player characters that have different colors. Actually, we only have one single image for that. So images, character. By the way, the entire game is unarchived, meaning that you will actually be able to just download the game and check out its content. And everything is open source.
Amazing. So I can see there's already more characters, Lila, Marco.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So if you look, we only have these 4 NPC sprites, but if you remember correctly, in the game, they're actually tinted different colors. That's in my definitions. So we have those matrix multiplication that you can use to create a red, orange, blue, and purple tint to the NPC characters.
Amazing.
And yeah, let's also demonstrate how we, if you might have noticed that the player and Annika, they are blinking. And to do that, there's something. To do that, we did some image composition. So here's the base component for Annika. She's actually missing the eyebrows and the eyes and the mouth. But that's just for coding in her expressions. So this is a neutral eyebrow, and this is like slightly elevated. This is the closed eye. This is the laughing eye. This is her actual eyes, mouth, smiling, and different angles. And if you go here, I'm creating a dynamic blink component to Annika's eyes. So we're alternating between the open eye image and the closed eye image. So this and this.
That's cool.
And then Annika, we are always using her base like this. If she has multiple sets of outfits, we can use different bases as well. So maybe in the future, she will wear a company branded t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then the group, we have the eyes, the eyebrows, and the mouth. And we have the expressions.
I love it. And how do you, is there a timing event to make her smile and close her eyes and stuff? Like, how does that work?
Right, yeah, you can see here, there are 3 different expressions for Annika. She has a serious face, a neutral face, and a laughing face. And the player has a lot more expressions. That's just because she's a player. If we remember these keywords, neutral, smile, happy, surprise, laugh, worry, and we're going back into our script. So we're showing Annika neutral, and Annika says, I'm sorry to hear that, something, something, and we show Annika serious. She's talking about something else, and then we go back to the neutral. And for the player, we are doing it in line. So Annika says something and the player changes her expression to the laughing expression, and so on and so forth.
Amazing.
Right, and this is about it for the character sprites. And I guess another part of the game I really want to highlight is your daily activities, which should be in day activity choices. And you're always greeted with this line, what should we do for the day? Your choices are to study CS fundamentals. And we're gonna skip over this block because it's just what happens when you study and work as a barista. Here we're calling a different label that will extend into the whole barista story and handing out as the hackerspace under the condition that you have already visited the hackerspace with Annika. This is a Boolean. And then taking the day off and relax. And we see those different labels. If we go to day activity relax, you can see we can take a walk in the park, which in turn calls a different label that has something to do with the park. Play some video games. You call the video game label, and then listening to music, we call the music room screen. And then for the hackerspace, there's the trivia guy, and a lot of other events, like random events that I'm not gonna spoil for you. And then barista, there's an entire barista story. Park, video game, and job search. That will eventually happen. And yeah, there's just so much to the game.
Yeah, I can see how much there is. So a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, if we run the rumpy linter, it will say it has those many dialog blocks, these many words, and then these many menus, images, and different screens. So the GUI components you see on the screen, like the calendar and the stats, these are all screens. We have these many of them. So do look forward to something else happening in the game down the road.
Amazing. Well, I love it. I think this is so exciting. I can't wait to carry on playing on my own. Again, I don't want to go through the whole game because I don't want to ruin it for people who want to give this a go themselves and hopefully complete the game. And definitely, please do share your progress with us by tweeting. We'd love to see, how far people have gotten, maybe who's, finished the game first. And so on. So yes, if you finish the game, get that tweet out so we can know and we can celebrate that.
Right. Always remember to check out the bonus screen. There's the rhythm game, the music room, the another links, and the awesome freeCodeCamp resources.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I think that's it for now. Thank you so much, Lynn, for taking me for being on the journey with me as I explore this game. And of course, thank you so much for building the game in the first place. This is incredible. I am so incredibly impressed. I mean, like words can't even describe.
All right, thank you so much for playing through, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed building it.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was really awesome.